Hello. So after like I don't know, 12 years of occasionally trying, I finally made a jellyfish I'm happy with. It's the exact same technique that I tried the very first time I ever made a jellyfish, which is, obviously the wave modifier in Blender is just so jellyfishy that I was like, if this could just work, this would be awesome. And it does. I don't know if they updated the wave modifier lately because it has some options that I found very useful. But this isn't going to be a full tutorial because this is one of those things where it's a couple minutes to get set up and then a couple hours to like keep tweaking until it looks good. But I can show you the basic setup. So like right here, here's the modifiers. It's just a subdivision and a wave, and I was hoping this would be really lightweight so you could just have a bunch of them in a scene, and it's fairly lightweight, but I do have simplify on. If you turn the subdivisions on, there's enough going on here that we go down to like 11 frames per second. But yeah, let's see if we can do this again. I think I remember how I did it. So let's turn on screencasting. Pow. Create an UV sphere. I'm gonna keep it because we are gonna be adding subdivision afterwards, or subsurface. I'm gonna keep it fairly low poly here, and just model a jellyfish shape. That looks like a jellyfish. And then so one thing that's always important with stuff like this is look at reference, because if I had to draw a jellyfish, I would probably draw something like, here's the part, and then there's like tentacles that come out, and it would be horrible. Oh, how do you? I never. Oh no, I never remember how to erase. It's shift. It's alt. I'm making it worse. I go to a different frame. No, it's burnt. Okay, it's just on frame. Gonna undo all of it. Okay, good. We're looking at reference. Which is cool because look at this. This is the most like translucent thing I've ever seen, and Blender's tools are really good for creating translucent objects. So that's good. A lot of jellyfish have these huge, like it's not just the skinny tentacles. They also have these big ones, and I am not familiar enough with jellyfish anatomy to know really. Oh, that guy's adorable. What this is? Is this their guts? Is this their murder arm? Are these? I thought these were like, I don't know. It doesn't really matter either because they're just the vegetables of the sea. So let's see what we can. Let's make those inner guts. Gonna take this, just extrude it in, give us some geometry here, and I don't know. Just grab a couple chunks. These are just. I'm just trying to make like his initial guts right now. So I'll extrude that down, change it to individual origins. Yeah, and we're gonna be, because we are applying the subsurface stuff, we can be just kind of fast and loose here. Just extruding out some random junk. Yeah, maybe I'll shrink this whole thing down. I'm also gonna grab some of these random border ones. Let's make those hanging tentacles. And there's probably, actually, it's like a specific number, like 12 or something like that. Extruding down, scaling down. Right. I'm just gonna get some geometry by extruding it downwards like this a few times. Cool. And I think a couple of them are longer than others. Maybe that's only squid. Okay, so that's looking somewhat jellyish. Let's do those big pieces, the ones that are maybe like like the murder claws. Extrude that, maybe even a little fatter. Oh, come on, let me click them. Boop boop. Drag them down, add some edge loops, and I'm just gonna select each of these edges here, and right-click and say subdivide, and turn up the fractal, and that makes it all nice and weird here. So let's we'll just have one in each corner. We'll have 4 of them. Cool. And maybe even have some of them be a little bigger. Yeah. So now I'm going to turn on proportional editing, and make it connected only. So I can just click on some of these bits here and just like add some randomness. I kind of like having it like curl out at the bottom as if it's reaching, although I don't know if actual jellyfish really do that. And if you want, you can add like a little bit of randomness to this dome area here, but we'll be adding the wave modifier to do most of that. Okay. And if we're bold, we could just change this. We could turn off connected only and change this to random. And what? That's probably gonna. Yeah, that's no good, is it? Although we could make it not random. We'll keep it smooth, but make it not connected only. And that way we can just kind of like grab whole chunks here. Kind of like, yeah. I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, so that's jellyfish-ish. Jellyfish-ish. Let's add some motion. So the motion for the entire thing is literally just one wave modifier. And maybe you've even tried this before because it's, you know, it's a pretty obvious thing. You see the wave modifier, you go, that's like a jellyfish. But it results in this stupid bump, and we've got to kind of dial it in. So one thing I did, ooh, look at that, we got to bring our guts up. We'll tweak all of that eventually. What I ended up doing was actually rotating everything so it faced up along the y-axis here. And that's just because it lets you change the start position of the displacement along the different axes, but not the z-axis. And so this let me kind of like slide it over. I'm gonna raise it up a little bit on the y-axis. And I'm also going to make it warp along normals, which means each face is going to be warping kind of along whatever orientation it's already on. And if we do that, look at that. That looks kind of like a wacky jellyfish. So I'm going to raise this up. So right now it's above the jellyfish. And so now we can change it back to normal. It doesn't kick in right away because it takes a while for the waves to propagate down. Like, there they go. So we can change the offset here back a lot, and that way it'll start at the beginning. You can see we've got this very distinct wave here, and we don't really want that. So I'm going to play around with the height and the width. Let's see, do we want to... I don't actually know what we want, really. Any of these look... Turn the width up. Narrowness? Ooh, turning the narrowness down. That does quite a bit. Okay. Cool. I'm going to change the speed to be a little slower. And yeah, so you can kind of see what's happening here. It's expanding along each normal. What if we turn off Z so it doesn't go... Oh. That's right, we rotated it. So now it's going out, but it isn't going up. One thing I found from looking at a bunch of different jellyfish footage was that the top of the dome doesn't really move. All of the motion is this part expanding and kind of moving down. So we can do that. We can control how what parts are affected by the wave modifier with a vertex group. So let's just go over there right now, and we'll create a new vertex group. And if we jump over into weight paint, we'll be able to control what parts are selected by this group. So let's assign everything. It's all red now. If we change weight to 0 and turn down the strength, this is the amount the wave modifier affects everything. So if we just start painting here, it goes from like red to like dark blue or something. I'm just turning down the top here, turning down the influence, and it's kind of okay if it's not perfect, because the trick to this whole thing is trying to get kind of a controlled randomness. So that's looking maybe like it's interesting. Oh, we probably still have to select it. Yeah. All right, and select it here. So now you can see it goes out, but it doesn't go up, which is cool. In fact, maybe it doesn't go up too much. All right. I'm going to turn the height down a little bit. And that's a lot of it, actually. Let's see. I think some of these, I don't know, these arms might be a little bit too thick, but that's all right. And if you want, you can easily, you know, add more just random gunk. I like these arms, so I might duplicate them and like shrink them and put them up here. That's the thing. Just to get rid of the CG feeling, you just want to add random stuff happening. Oh, connected only. And that means once you have something that feels kind of random, just copy and paste it around. Like, be like, yeah, ooh, like that. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, but now how do we texture it? Gonna shade smooth again. So we could just go in here and say, hey, you are translucent. And here, let me add a. Sorry, my scroll wheel I'm scrolling and it's only scrolling every like 5 scrolls. It's kind of messing me up a little bit. Let's see what happens if we just have a straight translucent. Looks okay in Eevee here. How about in the cycles? Ooh, that's kind of nice. One thing I did do was I made my own jellyfish texture. Just kind of stuck this together. These are those long guts underneath. There's around the edge of the dome, there's this kind of fringe. So I got that, and this is the, yeah, obviously the top. And I figured I could use this to kind of control the transparency and give the whole thing just a bunch more detail. So let's see if we can do that really quick. One thing I know is that for the fringe, I'm going to want to add a little more geometry. Yeah. And let's see. Maybe I'll save it real quick. Jellyfish 2. Let's see how this goes. Go into material view. New material. Jellyfish base color is going to be an image. We will load in our jellyfish texture. And now we do a little bit of our UV unwrapping. Let's see. I just want to select this part right here. Yeah. And let's not select that bottom bit. So we want that to be the fringe. Okay, so U unwrap gives us this nice circle. You can scale this down here. Hey, that's looking pretty good. I might select one of these rings and turn proportional editing on and kind of scale it up, just kind of change the proportions. Yeah, that's looking pretty good. I might select this outer ring and try to get it, make sure it's all the way inside. Cool. Select this ring right here, and from a side view, we'll say U cylinder projection. I'm gonna maximize this by folding this over on itself. So with half of it selected, I'm gonna hit SX -1 to just flip it. And I can kind of stack it on top here. And bring this over. Maybe line it up just a tad. And the places where we can see the obvious mirroring, which would probably be here, and that side's not bad. Oh, there, yeah, wouldn't be there. Oh, that looks bad, doesn't it? Maybe just try to line. Yeah, all right, it'll be fine. Let's grab all of these guys. It probably would have been faster if I'd done this before duplicating them, you know, but I didn't. Did I grab all of them? No, that's the little one guys up here. Okay, you unwrap. I'm just gonna stack them all together. We could take a little more time with this, but I'm trying to show kind of a quick jellyfish. Okay. Yeah, those are some good tentacles. Let's decide what to do with these inner guts here. Oh, those aren't even unwrapped yet. Here, let's stick all of these tentacles somewhere. You unwrap. Ha! That's funny. I don't know why it's funny. Why is that funny? It just is. It's a funny shape. Okay, grab this part. Well, okay, so for the dome up here, just to add a little bit more depth, I'm actually going to take this and scale it inside a little bit, just to add a little more variety. And I'm also going to create a ring on the inside that's like, kind of like just guts, I suppose. I don't know what's going on inside jellyfish. I don't trust it, and I don't like it, but I will embrace it. So let's just stick more of this. No, we'll go with this subdued one right here. How's that? Ooh, that's some nice ambiguous guts here. We can scale it up too and rotate it a bit. just stick those inside, and we'll still have to dial some stuff in because we're not controlling the translucency or anything yet. But ooh, it looks like one of our rings kind of pokes to the top. Yeah, let's see. Okay, yeah, we haven't controlled transparency. One new thing that's amazing. So there always used to be these awkward these stairs every time you try to render a sphere, and it was almost impossible to get rid of that. But now under, I think, object properties, shading, yeah, Shadow Terminator, they just let you offset it, and so it disappears. That is huge. That is absolutely fantastic. And we're quickly reaching the end of what I was planning on talking about. Well, let's see if we can get this actually rendering kind of nice. First thing, by default, they render better, you know, against a dark background. Although I tweaked the ones I made because I'm sharing them on the Patreon. And I know the first thing you guys are going to want to do is put them in the sky and make sky jellyfish. Because, I mean, let's be honest, that's just what we want to do. And I did that, and it was additive, and it didn't render at all. So I reworked a bunch of that. But we might not do that much with this one. So, okay, let's make a translucent thing here. Actually, I guess I can just, what is it? Shift S, shader, translucent. Okay. And let's make a transparent. And we'll mix these, and we'll use this color as the mix factor. So, wow, that is some ugly stuff. Let's invert it. I think we're maybe backwards. Wow. Okay. I'm going to go into color here. And that's actually, let's try. Why does this look quite as bad as it? Maybe I had it right originally. Oh, okay, I did kind of. And that's decent. We are getting some black bits here, and my guess for that is that it's just the light paths don't have enough transmission or transparency. Yeah, there we go. So crank that up, and we've got a halfway decent jellyfish. One of the things we would want to fix is like a, let's see. I think it's basically you take this translucent and we're just going to start mixing other stuff in there. Like, let's put a glossy in there and see what happens. And then I might dial in, I'll use a color ramp here, controlling the alpha between, you know, the material and the transparency. And let's just make sure that we've got enough. Yeah, turn up the visibility of this a little bit. Cool. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, that's okay. And this is the point where I started just dialing things in for like ever. At one point, I added a texture gradient texture mixing with the whole thing, so I had like the inner part kind of one color and the outside a different color. But a lot of this now comes down to how the environment that it's in. So let's stick it in the sky. Cool. Okay, I do want to get this glossy material a little bit better. Ooh, chrome jellyfish. Kind of like it. Looks like these tentacles down here could use a bit of work, but yeah, that is the general gist. If you wanna see stuff in any more detail, feel free to dig through the file that I'm uploading, and cool. Yeah, it's all about tweaking, and let's see what it looks like in Eevee. The other one renders pretty good in Eevee, but I think you have to kind of tweak some settings, like under the material modes here. We'll make this alpha blend, turn shadow to none. Yeah, it looks okay. I think we'd want to tweak the modifier here to be a little bit. Turn the width down, turn the speed down, play with stuff. One thing I did like is you can just duplicate this, shrink it down, and turn the speed up. And suddenly you have like a little jellyfish, and it was just really easy to add randomness to all of that. I dug it. Let's turn on auto smooth, see what that does. It doesn't change all that much. But yeah, I hope that's kind of useful. I'm very pleased to finally have some sort of jellyfish solution. Ooh, that looks kind of cool, actually. Oh, yes. Sky jellyfish. I love you. All right. Talk to you later.